Welcome back to the channel. Hi, my name is Chris Ray and I'm a technology consultant. As part of my consulting business, I help SMEs implement Asana, the collaborative project management platform. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the more common mistakes that I see when working with clients. The idea being that with a little bit more planning and a little bit more consideration of these things, you can avoid some of these pitfalls. So these are all people and process issues rather than issues with Asana, the tool itself, and so should be helpful for anyone who's implementing Asana within their organization. So mistake number one is not setting up Asana correctly. So here it's good to think about the structure of your work first before diving into setting up your projects within the tool. So think about what is a project, where do the sections go, where do you implement tasks and where do you implement subtasks. The trick is to try and keep things to the higher levels of projects and sections and tasks. And often I see too many people with too many subtasks, and then sometimes they're looking for another level of detail beyond that. Whereas it potentially could have been better to split up the project into two separate projects and then raise the level of those tasks so that everything fits within your structure. It's good practice at the start to take a review of all of your projects across your organization, all those that are going in Asana, and consider how these tasks and sections and projects all relate to each other. Mistake number two is teams not using Asana consistently. So within reason, everyone in your organization should be using Asana, but more importantly, they should all be using it the same way. Ensure that you have consistency across teams. Use things like custom fields and tags and use your task content in the same way. It's really good to get the input of the key stakeholders before you start to implement Asana, and also good to go through a few short training sessions with each of the team to ensure that consistency once implemented. I did have one client in one country. They were doing it across multiple countries. One of the countries simply refused to use Asana and wanted to stick to using Basecamp. Now, this is not an Asana issue, this is a people management issue, and we all make assumptions when we start these integrations. So it's good to check out and better manage some issues like this up front before you start. Mistake number three is trying to get your process to fit into Asana rather than having Asana support your process. So Asana should support things for your team. Making task management, communication, hitting milestones, they should all be better for your organization after you've implemented Asana. So you need to ensure you're going to get that return on investment. If you find yourself struggling with getting Asana to work for you, or you're having to make big changes to your process, maybe you should consider if you're investing in the right tool. Now, of course, there are always going to be small changes that you're going to have to make along the way. Asana isn't a perfect solution for everyone. And I have seen clients review their processes before they start to implement Asana and ask if they could be working better. But if this is a battle to implement, then there's probably going to be an issue elsewhere that you'll undoubtedly need to take care of first. Mistake number four is that any system that you implement is only going to be as good as the data within the system. So get into the habit of regularly updating tasks, archiving your inbox, checking the My Tasks section, and marking tasks complete as soon as they're done. There's nothing worse than looking at overdue tasks, looking at Asana, looking at the projects and seeing things are not updated, the dates are overdue, there's no communication within the task itself. And it's important to remember that people will stop using Asana or any tool if the data within it isn't accurate and isn't updated regularly. Mistake number 5 is that Asana was built for collaboration and not for control. So this is one for the control freaks out there and some project managers. And again, this is a people issue, it's not an Asana issue. It's important to remember that Asana was built for collaboration. It's not a tool to control people. So you'll need to ensure that the structure allows individuals autonomy to create and update and close tasks and add value to other people within the team. Where there is a strict need for structure and process, think about using templates, think about using custom fields, and make sure your processes are documented and up to date if you're referencing those as part of your project. Regular communication is, of course, always helpful. I've seen some project managers, and it is a minority, insisting that they're the only ones to close tasks. And this doesn't really work. It causes bottlenecks, it causes problems further down the line, and as people will inevitably try and work around things like this. So if you come across kind of controlling issues like this, it's far better to take a look at why. So why do they need that control, and fix that issue rather than try and use Asana in ways for which it wasn't really intended. Mistake number 6 is connect and automate. So when things are working out well within Asana and your process itself, consider looking at connecting Asana to other systems in order to get data in and get data out. And you can also use it for triggering actions within the project itself. Asana now integrates with more and more applications, as well as working with the automation tool Zapier. This is one of my specialist areas, connecting systems together and automating processes. And there's a link to a video up here that describes how you can connect Pipedrive to Asana to automatically create a project within Asana when a deal within Pipedrive is won. If you need help with setting up Asana or anything that I've mentioned here today, please do contact me. I work with clients across the globe to get the best out of Asana and other technology platforms. And if this video was helpful, please click the like or the subscribe below for more Asana tips.